Single goal to nil. Kevin MacDonald has just walked in, along with the club chairman, Jed McCrory. Gentlemen, afternoon to you both. Kevin, if I could start with you, welcome to Swindon Town.
Thank you very much.
Why have you chosen to come here?
Basically because it was an offer that I couldn't really refuse. Earlier this week, Jed spoke to my agent, showing an interest in bringing me to the club. I came down to speak to him, and we got on like house on fire, and I was pleased to say that yes, I'd come and join this club.
What is it that enticed you about joining Swindon?
Well, they're in a good position. Traditionally, they've had some good young players come through as well, so obviously I've worked a lot on that side. But I think it was the way that Jed sort of portrayed the club to me. Obviously, I've known it from afar, having played against him in previous years. And obviously it's been up and down with the success it's had, and I just felt it was the right fit for myself.
In terms of your achievements, I presume the main aim at this present moment of speaking is to get the club into the Championship.
Without a doubt. The main aim is to win each game that comes along, and hopefully that then gets enough points to actually be in the Championship next season. There'd be no point in Jed actually coming to the club if he didn't think the club could go that far forward, because it wouldn't be viable for him either.
This is your first permanent role. Why are you stepping into management now?
Well, part of it is because of the way that Jed sold the club to me. Part of it is I feel that now I need to see if, having been reasonably successful as a coach, I need to see if I can be successful as a manager. I think the way it was portrayed to me is that this is more going to be a coaching club, because they want to try and develop players as well as, you know, have players in the team and try and play that kind of football.
Are you now going to be thinking about adding to the squad between now and the end of the season?
You're right, it's a tricky question. We'll have to wait and see. That there's obviously depleted numbers in the squad, because there's a lot of youngsters now knocking on the door, and if we get any more injuries, then we really are down to the bare bones. So it would be probably for me to say that I'll be looking at a lot of games to see if there is anybody decent enough to come in and play with these players again.
How much are you relishing being back in that dugout again after a little spell away?
Had a nice little holiday, playing a lot of golf. I'm really looking forward to it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have come back, this early. But I was getting fed up at home. The missus wasn't getting too happy with me, and my golf wasn't getting any better. So I thought, get into the football, and it's what I enjoy, and it's what I'd like to think I'm reasonably good at.
His credibility is unquestionable. 17 years at Aston Villa, building it from a young squad, bringing them through. I felt that it was perfect for this club. And as I mentioned on briefly, the odds were going a bit silly, but we always looked to Kevin. We always looked to him, because I just felt within the club we need to build an under-21s team. We haven't got one currently. We have a commitment to the community that we would like to bring, so everyone has an opportunity to come to Swindon Town and play football. And when you look around, I think Kevin's credentials stand out as high as anybody's, and I'm just delighted he's here, and the speed he's coming, I can't thank him enough. It'll be a huge, huge plus to this football club going forward.
When did you make the decision to bring Kevin in?
About 2 minutes after I left the interview the other day. No. On the interview the other day, I said to you guys that we would speak to Darren and Tommy on Wednesday. We did that. We had a 3.5 hour meeting. A very open one. We spoke about what the squad requirements were, how Darren and Tommy felt the players needed, what their requirements were as a club, and what they felt they needed around the whole place, the atmosphere. And between us, collectively, we went through a tick box list, and Kevin hit all the boxes.
I feel slightly disrespectful asking you this question in front of Kevin, but Ian Wright says he was offered the Swindon job. What's your response to that?
Oh, well, Ian's a friend of ours, and we had spoken to Ian, reference a position at the club. Ian would love the manager's job, I would have thought, bless him. But Kevin's got all the experience in here, as many other managers would like the manager's job here, but Kevin's experience is far outweighs and ticks all the boxes that we require.
Will there be money for Kevin to spend to get those players in?
Yeah, if Kevin comes across and says that these are the players he requires, then we'll endeavour to do our best to bring the players of the calibre that Kevin needs for the football club to get promoted this season.
Looking at the kind of social media sites, there has been a very positive reaction to your appointment. You must be buoyed by that.
If I would say that I'm a bit of a Neanderthal when it comes to modern telecommunications and things like that, media websites, it's nice to hear, but I'm sure you like to get told that people are happy to see you and situ, that sort of thing. That can change very quickly with the websites, because if you don't win your first 2 or 3 games, then they can change very, very quickly. So it's nice that people respect what Jed has done by giving me the opportunity. It's nice that they respect what I've done in the game so far. That's not just myself, that's through working with other people as well, and obviously working with good players. But now the new chapter is to work for Swindon Town and try and push them forward.
Looking at the player situation again, will you possibly be using your contacts, especially at a club like Aston Villa, who have a good history of kind of bringing through young players, to maybe get a couple of loanees here?
Yeah, I'd like to, but the position that Paul's in at the moment is he's got a lot of those younger players in the squad. But I've got a lot of contacts at other football clubs, and I've been looking at 1 or 2 of those games and maybe seeing if it's the younger ones we want or if it's more experienced.
So there you have it. And what has been a turbulent couple of weeks for the club, not only does Swindon have new owners on board, but a new manager as well, in the form of Kevin MacDonald. He takes charge of his first match away to Coventry on Saturday in what will be Swindon's final push for promotion and a spot in the Championship. This is Peter Mannion for Swindonweb TV.